Welcome to the Travelling Teacher Show, episode 3. Now we are still doing one episode per week, and that will be introducing, and as a guest, a new teacher every week. So subscribe, make sure you get to know who is being interviewed or we're chatting with, and like and hit that share button. So today we have got David.
Hello, Jimmy.
Hello, how are you?
Well, and you, Jimmy.
So, Dave, where are you from?
Jimmy from South Africa.
South Africa?
Yeah, a small little place called Plettenberg Bay.
Plettenberg Bay.
Yeah, you sound like one of my students.
So, what did you do in South Africa?
Jimmy, I've been a businessman all my life, an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And 3 years ago, when my wife and I sold our last business, we packed that up and we retired. And
Expected not to work.
And after 3 months, it kind of got a little bit boring. And we had friends who had come to Vietnam to teach.
Yeah.
And Johan said, come over and have a look. So we thought, well, we'd come spend 2 weeks here, go back home, decide.
Okay.
And we arrived here, and within 3 days or 4 days, we had teaching jobs. So we never went back. We came to visit, never went back.
That's how good Vietnam is.
Yeah, it is. And you know, we initially, everybody said, "Oh, you're too old to go, and nobody will employ you." But I think the advantage we have of maturity is that we arrive here, they tell us to be there on time, we're on time. Yeah. We have the experience, my wife and I have 4 children, and we ran our own home school. So we have some experience on teaching, but I think more it's a generational thing, and that our generation tend to be a lot more responsible than the millennials of today and the youngsters of today.
Do you think that the older teacher will stay longer?
I think generally speaking, the older teacher is here on a long-term basis. Yeah. We're not here for 3 months and then go to Bali for 2 months.
Which happens a lot.
Which most of the kids do.
We see teachers coming to Pleku, they're here for 6 months, gone.
Yeah.
And then the centre's struggling to find another one, they find another one, 6 months later, that one's gone.
Well, when we were approached to come and teach here, one of the conditions was that we came on a 2-year contract.
Okay.
And they were very surprised. Well, why 2 years? Well, that's my commitment. If I'm coming, I will be there for 2 years. And it's very surprising because nobody had kind of said that to them before. So I think it comes from a long-term basis. I have other friends in Saigon who are teaching, and they're all in for the long haul. It's not a holiday. It's not a holiday job for us by any means.
But you're not here to work like, I don't know about you, but for me, I'm not here for a 9 till 5.
No, I'm not here for a 9 to 5 easy or a job either, but you can get yourself into that rut very quickly, especially if you enjoy what you're doing. Yeah. At one stage in Saigon, my wife and I were working full day at public schools, and then we were working language centers in the evening, and then on weekends we were working language centers morning, afternoon, Saturday and Sunday. So we were working 7 days a week.
Don't you find it important to have some time for
Well, it kind of ran away with us at the beginning. All we were doing is, well, let's get a job, and one job led to the other, and please come and do this, and please come and do that. And eventually, in April this year, we both put a stop to it and said, no more, we can't work these hours. And we retired. We've worked like that for the last 40 years. So we cut back a lot on our hours, and what we are doing now with Asia Pacific College, where we are, is we are working a normal 9 to 5 job. Asia Pacific College.
That's
in Pleku. Yeah, APC.
So if you don't know what Asian Pacific College, it's APC, Asian Pacific College.
Yeah.
And that's in Pleku.
That's in Pleku, yeah.
How are you finding working there?
We're finding it very different from Saigon in the sense that this place is peaceful. The weather's nice.
Sure.
You know, we don't need air conditioners in our classrooms. The temperatures are on mid sort of 18 to 22s. And we found that it's a lot more relaxed. There's no traffic to worry about. There's no pollution to worry about.
No, the air is clean.
The air is clean. And we found that the people are far more gentle, if it's correct words. And the kids are very, very keen to learn.
Is that different to Saigon?
Saigon tends to be a bit of a sausage machine. In other words, they throw the kids in and churn them out the other side, and they don't really give too much of a concern about the welfare of the kid. Whereas here it's very different. There's sport involved in the school. They play soccer, basketball, badminton, everything. So it's a full balanced school. It's not just about learning English or learning. They have a full agenda for the kids,
So
which we find.
It's quite a big school, yeah?
Yeah, there's 850 kids.
And you teach?
I teach grade 1, and then grade 4, 5, 6, 7, and then my wife is teaching 1, 2, 3, 4, and then she's doing 7, 9, 10, and 12.
What grade do you enjoy teaching the most? Which ones seem to learn the fastest?
Well, I came out of 2 opportunities in Saigon where I was lecturing at university.
Oh.
I was lecturing business English and English in 2 different universities, and I had been doing that for the last year. So for me, it's a big change coming back to a school, particularly little ones. But I think the ones whose minds are more open to absorbing knowledge and enjoying it is the kids from grade 1 to grade 6.
Okay.
When they start getting into their teens, they start becoming a little bit arrogant, and why do I have to learn English and a few other things.
Too good to be at school.
Yeah, they're too good to be at school. and
Yes, I've had a few students like that myself.
Yeah, and
To be at school.
yeah, why are you here?
Why am I here?
Yeah, and as a result of it, the young ones, they are very enthusiastic, and but it's thoroughly enjoyable. Thoroughly enjoyable.
What advice would you give someone who wants to become a teacher, who's not 24, 25, 26, 27 years old? What advice would you give someone in our age bracket if they wanted to start teaching?
I think come with an open mind. Bear in mind also that teaching in Vietnam is not what we Europeans are used to. I come from private school in South Africa, and then university, and the teaching, we are here to teach speaking, how to speak English. I taught math, science, and social studies in Saigon as well, but after a bit of frustration, I worked out that I'm actually here to teach the English of science, the English of maths, not maths and science. They taught that already. Yeah. So you are here purely to add an English swing on everything. And it's very different from what we're used to at home, or what Europeans, I suppose, English or European people are used to. It's not very formal. It's a very informal kind of teaching. But I think the bottom line is, if you are committed to it, come and do it. Because once you build up a reputation for yourself that you are a good teacher and a committed teacher, and that you are on time, you stick to the timetable, you stick to the dress code, you don't party on Friday night and not go to school on Saturday, you will find that people will pick you up and come and sit in your class and say, can you come and teach for me, or can you come and teach my children? Or you will start building up this reputation that doors will open for you everywhere. So
you would recommend someone of our age?
Absolutely.
Give it a go.
Absolutely.
Don't just think you're too old, because do you think the centres and places, they want the older person?
I think when we initially got here, there was a slight reluctance, but once they realized that, over a period of 4 or 5 months, we hadn't missed a single class, we hadn't, not been on time, not drunk on class, and not pitch up, and, it's just basically the responsibility we have for our generation and people our age. I think they admire that. There's a reliability aspect that comes into it. And I think it's fantastic. And it's very frustrating sometimes in this particular learning centres where you would arrive and there's supposed to be 5 teachers and you're the only one that arrives. You know, because all the youngsters have been out partying the night before or whatever the case may be. But I think if you have the dedication, and in Saigon what happened as well is that you can only work, if you want to, the language centres, which means you're working 3 hours in the evening every day and 6 hours on Saturday and 6 hours on Sunday. Then you have your days free, if that is what you want to do. Or you can only work public schools, which is from 7, my first lessons started at 6:45, I finished at 4:30. And if I didn't have to, I wouldn't work evenings. So you can decide how much or how little you want to work.
So you heard that from someone who is actually working and who's not 24 years old. You're not 24, are you?
Oh, Jimmy, I wish. Parts of me thinks that I still am, but my body catches up quite quickly afterwards.
Yeah, you try and do something and think, no, I better not do that. We've got to stop there now.
Yeah.
Right.
But Jimmy, just another thing which people need to bear in mind is that you hear these pay scales that are bandied about. You know, oh, you can get $26 an hour and $24 and $22 an hour. The reality of teaching in Vietnam is that very, very, very rarely will you get more than $18 an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of the standard, and unlike at home where every year you would get a 10% increase, don't happen in Vietnam.
No, you don't get increases.
No.
Once you made your deal,
Yeah, you're done.
that's your deal forever.
Yeah, forever.
I've not experienced any raise in income, but what I have experienced is when you offer some different skills,
Yes.
then then they'll improve the money. But it's on a total different aspect,
Oh, it's a
not
yeah.
teaching.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know of people from $12 to, I know one person on 20,
Yeah.
but he only does like 9 hours a month.
Well, I know one guy at university is on 24, but he's got a master's and he's busy studying his doctorate. So you know, it's a completely different level.
Very different.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on to the show. It was nice chatting with you.
Been a
Thank you very
pleasure,
much.
Jenny.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. And just the last thing, if anybody ever wants advice,
Can they
they
contact
can contact us. Not a problem at all.
What's your email address?
I have. I don't know which one to give you. Okay, I will put it on the screen later for you.
Yeah, give it to me later.
Yeah,
and
we'll put it on
maybe
screen.
a telephone number
Yeah.
if there's one available.
Yeah.
You heard that. If you need advice, if you're our age,
Yeah.
if you need advice, David is willing to help you out and give you some advice. Can't get much better than that. Okay, so now it comes to the end of episode 3. Like, share, and what's the other one? Like, share,
And come and teach.
like, share, subscribe.
Subscribe.
That's the one.
Yeah, Jimmy.
So like, share and subscribe. Look out for next week's show. Let's hope we get someone else who's just as interesting as David. Okay, so see you next time. Bye-bye.